Hey guys, so it's been a while. I know I look a little disheveled. It's a little difficult to admit it, but yeah, I've never really shown one of my books being made, and I think it's about time I kind of put you guys through the process. If you guys don't know, I'm the creator of Junket Hidden Worlds Revealed. You can see that right there. And I've actually made a couple of them. Give me 1 second. I've made a couple of them, right? So here's issue 1. It's like 57 pages. Right now I made like around 5, technically 6 and 7 books, but for the Junket stuff, technically around 5 books, give or take. Right, one of them being this one that's not part of the main series, but it's, you know, close enough. It's a story within the world, so I mean, it's a lot of stuff here, you know, over 100 pages. But I've never really like shown the behind the scenes process of how I make my art or my work. I think it might be kind of cool to do so, and yeah, I'll show you guys the behind the scenes. All right, so currently I have 2 strips I have to finish. Right, you can see here some of the, I don't know how well that shows up. So yeah, currently I have 2 strips, and it's the tales from the garden stuff. You can see some of the early sketches here. There's going to be the characters returning back to the village and having little campfire stories and stuff like that. They get blessed, anointed, and on their quest, and they say goodbye. And I've got this other one as well, called Secrets in the Shadows. They find this giant or whatever, and they're on this adventure, this mythical world. You can see the heroes there being observed in a crystal orb. But yeah, these are just the sketches so far. I have to finish these before the 16th, and currently it is the 9th. And I've got 2 of these to do, and since it's October, I was asked to do something Christmassy, so here's a crossword I have to decorate with characters and put a bunch of my figures behind them. So I've got to technically do all that in roughly, let's see, today's the 9th, so literally next week Thursday. So I've got around like 4 to 5 or 6 days, really. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, more or less 6 days. Can I do it? I don't know, but I've done strips before. I've done a couple of them in the past. I'm actually planning to collect it to like its own book. You can see the cover here, Tales from the Garden. It's like a spin-off title, but it is technically mainline Junket. You find the file location here. Show you guys the previous ones. This is the first one. You can see here, this is a slightly different version. It's like a more thoroughly colored one than the one that got printed in the newspaper, but this is basically it. You can see the characters right there. I showed it to the guy, right? A kid in a comic. His name's John Kanarki, I think. Kanarki. He seemed to love it. He's like, oh, this is a hit. Just tone down the colors, you know, simplify it. So this is the published version. You can see the colors are a lot simpler. Let me kind of show you between the 2. Hold on here. I'm kind of improvising, as you can tell. Yeah, you see subtle differences in the backgrounds and stuff. Because newsprint paper is different than, you know. Anyhow, there's a sketch, some of the character designs and stuff. But I've got this one, and I've got this one. This one's pretty cool. I love this one. This is the one that's coming out soon too. So they're fighting a bunch of snakes. They're like trying to figure out how to wake them up. And they, you know, some action-packed stuff. But yeah, I've actually got a couple of them planned out, more or less, and I'm trying to turn it into something amazing, right? Something revolutionary. let me show you guys my studio. It's really just my room. Oh, you can see this up here. This is my inspiration right here. Whenever I'm feeling down or anything, I imagine succeeding. Right? My character is looking at me proudly, draw and create more stuff. You can see some of them there. It's got my name up there. Captain Cadaver, Combatant, me, the Groundskeeper, Blinky, and Stinky. Oh, and Flint. Our little Farlook Studios there. Always making comics. Little characters, and then Bubble Boy and Needleman. You can see here. I've got this signed by Jim Starlin, the creator of Thanos. I met him once at a SuperCon, Florida SuperCon. Made this in school. It's actually pretty big. It's all falling apart, but it's pretty cool stuff. Back there you can see my trophies from when I was in elementary and stuff. Got all the books here, all of my work here, basically. All of my comics and commissions and everything that I've done throughout the years. And this is four to 5 years worth of experience in these pages. And I've got this guy, this big old dude. I literally sleep right here on my bed, and I just have this, the groundskeeper, right? My guardian angel is watching over me, looming, right? But I think it's pretty cool. The kids seem to like it at conventions. You guys can see all my book collections. I've got like 7,000 versions of every Bible and a bunch of epics. I've got business books. I've got the first signed copy of my book there. Got every comic book you could think of, and then some. I'm gonna decorate the box. Got some Japanese stuff. Got every cartoon stuff. A lot of Jack Kirby. A lot of Thor. A lot of theology. And that's from my high school ceiling. It was like roughly 2017, 2019, 2018 when I made that. Got Gunny, all that stuff, the Avengers and all that. But yeah, of course, I'm always reading inspiration, how to be like Walt, his whole life, biography and all that. Got a bunch of stickers and stuff here. This here has my entire business. Right here has everything I've ever made, basically. I've got more like archives and stuff of like old early junket. I usually write down lists, I cross them off. You can see I crumpled some notes here, further lists and stuff I had. So whenever I do them, I just cross them off. But yeah, I mean, oh look, and up here I got some markers and stuff. This is from when I was born. There's a camera lens, and then I got, this is from 2017. One of the first junket things I ever really made. So yeah, I mean, it's something I think about a lot more than I probably admit. But the reason I even got up, I just remembered, was to show you guys the newsprint papers. I wanted to show you guys the newsprint stuff. I'll show you here. This is one of the first ones I ever did. I framed them because to me these are better than any diploma. You can see the other one, but here I got one from the FIU. This is the actual newspaper you can see up here. When I first got into the university, I wanted to get a job, right? And I looked behind the little student newspaper and I saw that they were hiring, and I applied. I was very obnoxious and I knocked on their door every day and kept showing up until they gave me an opportunity to, like, oh look, we'll give you a shot in the back of the paper. Here you get to see, it's like basically me holding my junket book. Surprisingly, issue 1 had literally dropped not even 2 days before, so it literally culminated perfectly. This is basically Needleman. On my website I have the version of it where it's the actual mascot of FIU, but they kept wanting to change it. So yeah, you can see me there, stuff like that. And then this one is the recent one. It's the same strip that I was just talking about showing you guys. So yeah, I mean, this is my passion. I live and dream it. I genuinely care about this stuff. I think it's important to have new entertainment. I know it seems kind of weird or sad or whatever, but to me it's cool. To me it's fun. To me it's interesting. So yeah, I just wanted to record the process since I've never really shown you guys that. I think it's cool. I think it's important. And matter of fact, I'm going to do that, but the plan is, I wrote it down here on my list. One of the plans are to make the Junket Christmas comic. Junket Christmas comic. Because I made a Halloween one previously, right? I had done other stuff like that, but I wanted to do something that was a little bit more uplifting, a little bit more exciting. A lot of people say that Oscar, he looks a lot like Santa or something. So I guess that was kind of the vibe I was going for. I wanted him to feel cheerful and hopeful, so I definitely took inspiration from that, especially because I was born during Christmas. You can see I had like a Coca-Cola bottle. It was like Christmas themed with Santa painted on it. So that stuff like literally was around all the time when I was a kid growing up, especially during birthdays, and it never got cold out here in Florida, so it was nice to kind of get that a little bit. But yeah, definitely his design is inspired by it, So I wanted to show you guys, literally, just like I showed you all the sketches and all the design stuff here, I wanted to show you, I have a full-length comic for Christmas. I just haven't finished it, right? I did all the pencils for it, basically. There's probably like 3 pages that haven't had any pencils done, but the concept's there. And I have the idea already written down and have it in my head as well, but I just haven't gotten around to finishing a book. Right now I'm working on Tales from the Garden, Wildfire. It has like the groundskeeper origin and a whole bunch of other stories. I was like around 40 to 50 pages, all of them around 40 to 50, 60 pages. So there's Tales from the Garden with the Wildfire origin. There's the Groundsman from the comic strips that I post on Instagram. There is the Christmas one, the Tales from the Garden, the Christmas one. There is the Tales from the Garden that collects the stuff, that the actual newspaper comics I do. And there's, I think, Junket 3. Junket 3 is almost done. It's all around like 30 pages as well. So I'm working on like 5, technically 6, 7 books all at once. It is where it is. I don't really have employees like that. I don't really have a whole lot going on. I've got a buddy who's helping me do game design, and I haven't really shown any of that stuff to anyone yet. I think it's kind of fun. It's kind of cool. It's kind of interesting. It's like a 2D RPG, pixel art kind of game. Like the original Zelda. I was like, that game came out like 80 something years ago. Maybe we could do something like that. Alright guys, so I kind of just wanted to show you a little bit of the stuff I was talking about. The Christmas comic that I'm going to be working on for the duration of the time, the other strips that I always do. And I wanted to kind of show you guys just a little sneak peek of the game I've been working on with my buddy Jason and Daniel. They've been amazing. They've been great sports, especially Jason. Jason's the one who's picked up the heavy workload, and they're all busy. They've got to deal with family and all that stuff. So I'm always I'm always very happy to hear that friends of mine are able to help out. It's not always easy to find true friends who help each other and who just genuinely care about each other like that. And it's really cool. Thank goodness for my family as well, who's always helped me out in everything I do. It's not easy to find support, especially when there's no financial gain. So to literally all of my friends, my families, and all my loved ones, I absolutely adore you and thank you for fueling the dream. It really does mean the world to me. But yeah, let me show you guys some of the game footage, some of the comics and all that stuff. Oh, and you can see here the Groundsman cover I did. I absolutely love this cover. I think it's probably one of my best. Let's see here. So let me zoom in over here, show you guys some of the sprites and things. again, these are little sneak peeks. I'm not trying to bore you guys. You can see it's like a bow. This is Cridian with a trident and stuff. I had to design him front, left, back, right. You can see all of the poses here. This is a little blurry because it's a lot smaller. It's like 64 pixels. Here we go. So let me show you guys that a little better. You can see this. This is the actual sprites I had to design. I'm very proud with how these came out. I think it's some of my best work. And frankly, yeah, it's a lot. It doesn't seem like much, but it's cool to have pooled our efforts and made something that means so much to me. I think it's really interesting. I was able to make one of the villains, the snakes, stuff like that. Simple junket stuff. The game itself isn't anything crazy. There's no walking animations or any of that. I even made a little Farlook Studios pixelated kind of arrangement there so that when the game opens you see it. So there's a version of it that my buddy made where it's literally like, zoom in a little bit. There's a version of it in which there's a little bit more to it, right? So for example, there's things that were fixed, there's things that are repaired. So you could shoot out these things. Again, I made the sprites for the bow, and I'm just gonna start doing the walking animations. Some of that stuff's kind of interesting. But yeah, I mean, it's, for all intents and purposes, it's a game. This could very easily be like a little app or a little, it's something interesting to kind of, give the fans something more than just books. I want to show like a proof of concept that this game can be made, that Junket can be turned into multiple forms of media. Even though this is super rudimentary and simple, there is still a lot that can be done. You can see the walls here, the barriers. But yeah, it's gonna be dungeon crawling. There's gonna be bosses. My buddy already installed the menu system. There's gonna be a inventory. We're gonna have a little shop where you talk to like hobgoblins and stuff to sell you like potions and things and trinkets, magical items. You get to walk through the cabin and just relive the stuff that happens in the stories. And to save the game, you just talk to Oscar and he saves it for you. I think that's kind of funny. But yeah, I mean, it's nothing crazy, but there it is. It's a real game, more or less. Alright, so like I said before, I made a Junket Halloween comic, right? You can see there, people love this cover. It's got the characters there as like babies or whatever, infants. It's got the Black Death and stuff like that. So it's, the Halloween special, whatever. So you guys can see it has the groundskeeper and Blinky dressed up as Santa and Elf. Jolly Christmas special, 50 plus pages, starring the Mighty Samson, Captain Cadaver, the Groundswoman, and the Triumphants, and many more. It's going to be part of the same stuff. I'm going to probably edit this to have like two little designs up here, and you can see that. But I absolutely love this cover. Again, it's one of my favorites. So let me see if I can show you guys some of the artwork I have for it. With all of the main characters, you see it's a little scratchier than my newer style, but it has Titus, it has Samson, it has Aya, it has Captain Cadaver, it has the Groundswoman, it's got Charlotte, it's got Blinky, it's got Stinky, it's got Flint, it's got Yucky, it's got the Giant Guardian, it's got Sir Myko as well. These are all like early first draft designs of them. But yeah, thank you all for the support, stuff like that, and happy holidays at the bottom. So it's basically the Last Supper with all my characters. I thought it was fitting. I thought it was kind of interesting. It kind of just shows you, the merry Junket crew and stuff. This is the entire book from the very first page all the way to the very last page. As you can see here, in total, from those 90, I cut it down to about 58. But yeah, so let's see here. We've got the opening page. I always do this thing where I show one of the characters' heads. So this is the Groundswoman. I've changed her design a little bit since then, but this is basically her. let's go through that. I'm gonna go show you guys this page. It's gonna have the I guess technically it might be 2 now. Might stay as 2. So you got the characters there again dressed up. You got Stinky as Rudolph and all that stuff. Again, I'm sorry for all the pixels and stuff, but this is gonna be one of the first table of contents, right, where it has all of the short stories kind of categorized. The Triumphants is like my version of the Avengers. It is probably the logo I'm the most proud of. Right, I wanted it to feel like Statue of Liberty and very American and fun, but also like graffiti a little bit. You can see here that early sketch. You flip it. I mean, when you open the book, it's going to be sideways so that the whole thing fits. But you can see the early sketch that I was showing you guys. So I'm probably going to go over it, fix up some of the designs since I've drawn the characters a lot more since then, so that's always a good thing. But yeah, might keep this sketch on the back of the book as like just a separate sketch drawing because it's so cool. But yeah, so the book starts with Chronicles. The word Chronicles, I mean, it comes from the Bible, but it's just it sounds like Christmassy. It sounds like, the Chronicles of Narnia and stuff like that, like adventure. And chronicler is like the person who writes down history and time and stuff. So I thought, who else to introduce the book than Great-Grandfather Time Jr. himself? So you can see he's kind of going through it, and then he's going to flip the page. And he's going to show us a splash page of him introducing us to the world. So it's going to be like a 9-panel grid system. He's like, oh, this is cool, right? And it's literally going to be the planet in the middle with other stuff of how everything came to be. And then we cut to the story, The Inventor. Right, this is going to be one of my great adaptations of a creation myth. Right, so we start with the hands of God, kind of creating man out of clay. Just like Prometheus, just like Zeus and stuff like that. Just like, I guess, in the Bible too, right? Because Adam, we come from dust, and to dust we will return. He blew air into us, and we given life. I depict the angels as a bunch of kids, a bunch of troublemakers. Like, oh, Father, Lucy is playing too rough. And Lucy, obviously, Lucifer. This guy, Mike, is going to be Michael. I think Uriel, and I think, forgot who else, but there's a female angel as well. But they're just a bunch of kids, rough housing. They're always fighting and stuff while their dad's making stuff in the workshop. So he just simply says, stop. And immediately they just, yes, sir, they all stop. You can see here, Lucy's a little bit of a troublemaker. So they stop and see, like, whoa, what's going on? And here's my depiction of what God looks like. And I think he's just a kind man, he's just a good father, a good man who's just helping people, always making things for his kids, always making things in general. So that's us. That little simple thing right there is us. You can see St. Michael just happy about it. So they're all just curious. They all gather around it. He's explaining stuff about it to them. And he's like, oh, let's go figure it out. Let's go, let me show you guys what I've been working on, right? A little bit behind the scenes. So you get to see here. This is some of the pages I'm most proud of. So you can see Yuri, there's Mikey, his father, there's Lucy, and there's Chami, right? Chami or something. Chamiel, I think. So this is called the motherboard, and you can see it's like the firmament. It's like a sphere, it's got the sun, the moon, it's got mountains, oceans, everything, and there's this big keyboard monitor thing. And the kids are just looking like, whoa. It's like a 3-dimensional kind of computer. And he like places the avatar, little clay man, in there. So that's kind of cool. And you get to see Lucy, right? He's a little bit jealous. I try to put as much character into the eyes as possible, a bunch of emotion into there. And he places, the father places Eve in there. And, Adam and Eve. It's just a little love story. They're just sweet. I actually adapted the Adam and Eve story within Junket Genesis, issue 0, right, the prequel. So you can see God is happy with it. He says God says, and it is good, a lot in the Bible, because he's proud of the work he's done. You just see the reactions of them. They're like giggling to themselves because they're in love, and They think it's silly and stuff. Oh, they're kissing or whatever. But Lucy, unlike his brothers, he detests it a little bit, and you get to see it in his face. He's jealous that his father is putting all this work on it. He wants to interfere. He's going to stick his hand in there. The father stops him and grabs his arm. He says, "Don't do it." But of course he rebels. And you get to see there, the father isn't an evil man, so he just lets him make his choice. But already right there, I wanted to emphasize just how much the father, he knows exactly what route his son just chose, right? One of his creations just chose. You get to see Michael. He's like, Mikey's a little scared. He's like, no, don't do it. Why are you doing this? Don't do this. It was never that bad. Why are you so upset about it, man? It's already too late. He stuck his hand in there. He's starting to transform and change. His halo is melting, turning into horns, and the young brother he thought he had is gone. So of course, all the kids, they're trying to stop him. The father just says, "Let him be." And he falls. It was a great fall. The father mourns the loss of his child because it becomes this figure. He plays with things he shouldn't play, and he falls. And then of course we see humans literally being made in the image of God, and you can see Adam creating another little Adam, a little mannequin, a little toy figure. You get to see Eve there picking fruit with the tree, and you get to see the snake. And here is a little transition I love the most, right? From this image, we jump to the next story, and it's this image. So it's literally a man, a woman, and a tree, right? Little gingerbread cookies and the Christmas tree. It's kind of funny that image, that symbolism kind of carries on. So here we see a young little kid, Oscar. Right, we see Oscar as an infant. He's drawing himself, I guess, with a beard, fighting monsters and dragons and stuff. He gets told to come eat his cookies and watch TV. He's watching Finnegan on the TV. I try to make this seem like my old house, my old apartment. It's exactly how it was. It would be the bathroom right here, the kitchen off to the side. This is like a mirror closet, and the bedroom would be like behind this wall, basically, to a different door. But yeah, this was basically my childhood for many years, just this. But yeah, it's not me, it's Oscar, and it's his little Christmas story. It's gonna go to his favorite comic shop, He's gonna visit the dollar bins and all that stuff, cool stuff. He reads an old Finnegan story, and then it's gonna be a little Finnegan the Fox short comic strip. I'll have to design it, but it's not too difficult for me to do that stuff, as you guys can see. Again, this is page 17, so now we jump to some of the more completed stuff, which is Groundskeeper. You get to see, this is from like 2024. This is all from last year, right? I was supposed to finish this for Christmas last year, but I was working on Junket 3, Junket 2, all that stuff. So you can see here, Creek the Clown. You see Rudolph, you get to see an elf, you see Frosty, and they're all kind of evil. You see the groundskeeper fighting for his life. I think it's kind of hilarious to put these characters in such a dark light. So this is called Merry Nightmares, right? So it's, he has a missing eye, so I thought it was funny. He puts a monocle on. You can see all of the books that I love and recommend. Right, all this cool stuff. And you get to see like a shadow behind him, like in the Steve Ditko Spider-Man issue 1. So he falls to sleep and he wakes up in this like winter wasteland, I guess, and he sees snowmen and whatever. He's cold. He sees reindeer. Again, that's just a little short story. It's nothing crazy, but he sees an elf from the trees that jumps down and attacks him, like clawing at him as like a little monkey or something, like a little evil elf. But yeah, he gets it off him. the elf turns into his pride, and you get to see here the groundskeeper surprise and stuff, and you get to see Creek, who's actually the one behind it. He's just messing with them. And this is I guess his name is Kozo now, but originally when I made the clown character, his name was Creek the Clown. I might just keep it like that, I don't know yet. But yeah, Kozo, right? This is his early design. This is how I used to draw him basically all the time when I was a little kid. He hasn't changed too much, still roughly the same, but a little bit different. Now he has a little bowler hat. But yeah, so there's the interaction there. He becomes like a Roman emperor, Napoleon, wearing a crown and the leaves or whatever. And it's an arena, and all the elves and the snowmen become evil and attack him. Again, this is a nightmare clown. It's like a king of nightmares. It's just an action story, so he just fights all that stuff. You can see Kozo there laughing his butt off, while Cridian's, the groundskeeper's fighting for his life. He gets bit by the reindeers and stuff, and just laughing at him. He uppercuts the reindeer and stuff, and it's Kozo as well. Let's see here, he's just angry, yelling at him. The more he yells at him, the clown's like trying to shush him. He's like, no, shh, no, don't wake him up, don't do that, you're gonna call him over, no. Shh. He's like, oh no, you did it, damn it. The game's over. He's like, hey, Cridian, He wakes him up, and it's Oscar. He's like, Santa? He just laughs at him. But yeah, I think it's just a little fun kind of thing. This is going to be, it's an old Blue Beetle ad that is completely out of print. It's like from literally the Golden Age. You see some of the old stuff there. The nation's leading comic magazine hero. I just thought this is so cool. So I combined a couple images. Right, this original Blue Beetle one is like, you can see it's cropped in from a different one and stuff. But I was like, man, it'd be pretty cool to recreate this ad with my characters. So obviously I'm going to change everything that it says here and all the background stuff. I'm going to put Junket Comics. I love making covers and stuff, so you can see here, Captain Cadaver versus the Groundskeeper. This is technically part 2, but it'll come out first, who cares, of the of the Captain Cadaver origin. Absolutely love this character. He's super fascinating to me because it's just fun to draw that stuff. Right now we're on page 27, so here you get to see all of the stuff I was talking about. Page 27, right? So Grave Danger continued from, originally all of this stuff was going to be in Junket number 2, but that book was like 60, 70 pages long. I was like, I can't do that. I need to cut stuff and save it for later, so I might as well save it for Christmas, even though it has nothing to do with Christmas, but gotta put it somewhere. It's just a cool little fight scene with the two of them. Absolutely epic splash page. I just needed to dedicate an entire page to this dynamic fight scene between them, just punching the heck out of each other. I love drawing boxers and stuff, and I love that in the first Captain Cadaver he is a boxer. But yeah, so he has this shovel instead of like a scythe or anything. I think it's kind of funny. He opens this portal and he's like, oh, let me show you. I'm not here to fight you. I'm here to show you a vision. Right? I was here instructed by great-grandfather Tom to show you a vision. So you get to see a bunch of icons of death through Mayan culture, through Egyptian culture, through Christianity and stuff. And there's like this world within the forest, another sector of the thing. I wanted to quote here one of the quotes of Dante that I absolutely adore. You get to see here, it's like this mural similar to the one in Junket number 2. It's technically the one in number 2 is I think mural number 3. Alright, so this is number 2, and there's still one missing that we haven't seen or haven't really created or drawn yet, but let's see here. So similarly to issue number 2 of Junket, he touches the wall and he has visions, but it's not going to be like a 4-page story, so it's going to be the groundskeeper having a vision with the Captain Cadaver and all of his greatest villains. So there's going to be the Skinwalker, it's going to be King over here, it's going to be Socraton, Michael, the Demon, the Antichrist, the Sacrificer. It's going to be his pride, right? We get the Foreteller, we get Kozo, the Clown, we get, I think his name is Pesticide or something like that, because Groundskeeper, the opposite would be like Pesticide. We got Dason, the hunter, or the I think I'm gonna call him the was it the poacher, the angel hunter, and we got Black Death. Right, so I mean, it's literally just gonna be a mural, a vision of all his, his villains. I always loved seeing the the villains gallery, the rogues gallery within comics. I always thought that was cool. It's like Batman and stuff, Spider-Man too. But you can see here, it's him growing up. You get to see him from the wildfire, from his youth, and his early days as the groundskeeper, taking archery classes and stuff. Right, his little ski mask. So he's like, "Whoa, what just happened?" He's like, "Oh, you're gonna get ready. We're gonna go to purgatory. This and that. Get ready. We're gonna go save something, I don't know, souls or something." So he gets this cool sword, a flaming sword of souls and stuff. And they go venture, and it's eventually gonna be Ghost War, right? So yeah. Then I've got page 33, the Groundswoman. We get to see some of that. It's like a sketch. So the creature from Junket number 2 comes back, the one that Oscar shot in the eye and quote unquote defeated. It turns out it wasn't defeated that easily. And the witch that turned into stone, she's going to wake her up. She's going to find it and stuff like that. So it's literally the return of the witch. I haven't sketched these out. You can see it's like blank pages still. But I already have the entire story. I have 5 pages dedicated to that. I know I'm going to do that sometime soon. I mean, I have to before Christmas. But yeah, here we have the Triumphants. I know that's not a word, but it's a very good name. It is a word in Spanish. Los Triunfantes, I guess. That's how you pronounce it. Los Triunfadores or something. I don't know. Anyhow. So we got the Mighty Samson. We got Captain Cadaver. They're teaming up. And I wanted to make like a Silver Surfer kind of character. His name is Titus, the Bronze Titan, which is a reference to an old Cuban, I guess, legend at this point. But he was an old warrior they would call the Bronze Titan. So you get to see here Samson with his cool staff and stuff, and Captain Cadaver at the edge of time. So they go on their own little adventure here. Got this one fully drawn, basically. You can see his details here of his colors. It's like an old Colosseum, stuff like that. I'll just quickly go through this because there's a lot. This is page 40. This is also like a roughly around a 5-page story. So we've got them just fighting all these statue people and stuff. And they're like, "Wait, we mean no harm," whatever. And Titus tells them to stop fighting, halt, and everyone. So, we come here for a quest. And he lifts them up on his hand, in his palm of his hand. They speak to him about a mountain, the mystery mountain, and stuff like that. And he points the way, and it's this massive mountain that, they have to climb, the impossible mountain. And I kind of put a symbol of Atlas or Sisyphus here to kind of emulate that this climb will be perilous. They have a magical item given to them by great-grandfather Time that shrinks Titus and frees him from his statue stand, I think. So he joins them on the adventure. So he's kind of like Silver Surfer and stuff like that, kind of mystical, magical stuff. Here is one of the short stories I'm the most proud of. So it's called The Chosen One. So this is literally the Christmas special, where, it's a story about Christmas, right? So we get to see the mother of Christ, Mary, and the sacred baby, Lord Jesus, being born. And, in Cuban tradition, and I was raised in Hispanic household, so the night before Christmas is very sacred to us. It's called Nochebuena, or the Good Night. And it's, I guess, technically when the three, los tres reyes magos, the 3 magi, or the 3 holy kings, or the wise kings, they come and give gifts to baby Jesus. So I was like, might as well make it my characters. So you can see here, Dalton's holding a little stuffed animal, a lamb. Oscar holding a little stuffed animal of a lion. And Caridian holding a stuffed animal of a dove. And they're all in costume with their little crowns and their Egyptian setup. So it's, the Lamb of God, all of Christ's titles. We get to see the angels here. We get to see the seraphim, I guess. Grandfather Time's talking about it to the characters. And yeah. Caridian in his black suit from Ghost War. We get to see Dalton in his Crusader outfit. They're given this task to go be the wise men. We're here to save souls, boys. So I have a mission for you. Bring gifts to the Son of Man to fulfill prophecy. You three shall be my travelers, my heralds of fulfillment. You will be the three wise kings bearing gifts and witness history, the birth of the chosen one. Right? I mean, it's the Christmas book. Might as well. If I'm ever going to go over the top on any of theology stuff, it might as well be for the Christmas one, right? So I give them all 3 new designs. You know, they dress up like the wise kings. Credian has like a little bandage over his eye instead of an eye patch. They have little crowns and stuff. They're riding camels through the desert, and they're following the stars until they find the the little barn where Christ is born. So I have this beautiful page here where it's basically an archway, like the door. We get to see our characters here looking at the baby with all of the animals and all of the helpers and things and the parents. You can see them reacting. It's literally just the birth of a baby. It's nothing over the top. Here we get to some of the continuation of the original story. We jump back to the Father and his angels and the motherboard, right? The earth, the firmament. Michael asks him, well, what are we going to do now? Lucy messed everything up. He's like, don't worry, I have a plan. I knew it was going to happen. Matter of fact, I was counting on it. You can see here the Father with the 3 stars above him, and he's putting his hand over the firmament, and he's slowly descending and turning himself into it. We get to see here trumpets, flowers, gorgeous garden, a crown of flowers on baby Jesus, and above him we see the crucified Christ smiling with the crown of thorns, the lightning, the clouds of darkness, and the moon crossing over the sun. I forgot what that's called. But yeah. And he says, it is done. The eclipse, that's what I was talking about. And yeah, that's 59 pages. So the rest is just sketches. We get this cool groundskeeper mirror image with the, what's the name called? The Captain Cadaver. Cool mirror image there. We got it similar to the Spider-Man 3 one. I really like this concept. It's really cool. Just beautiful image. Absolutely love those posters. Well, they might as well make an homage to it in some small way. So here we got the design of Samson the Mighty with the staff. He's gonna be orange. We got the triumphants meeting the cross guards and Oscar and Critian and stuff, and the groundswoman all teaming up together. Triumphants. Love that stuff. Some groundswoman cover concepts as well. An unused sketch I made of him turning into the groundskeeper. I'm going to keep that Christmas special 3 Wise King sketch. I like that drawing too much, so I was like, let me just keep that as a sketch as well. We got the groundswoman design. This is her final look. I absolutely adore this design, how it came out. You can see some of the early sketches there. And we have Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad. Winter special suit. Right, so Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. So like winter suit. So yeah, Feliz Navidad y Próspero Año. And the Christmas stuff has to be done like before Christmas, like a good month before that. So we've got a little bit of time, but not too much time. 58 pages is a lot. Roughly around 45 pages, give or take. Still going to be a whole lot of books, a whole lot of drawing, and well, yeah, things always get in the way. You know, I got schoolwork, currently in between jobs, finding things. I'm helping my buddies out with the video game and stuff. So yeah, we'll see. I'm going to show you guys some more updates of the process, and yeah, you guys basically just read the whole book from my imagination, the sketches, the early versions of it. It'll probably differ greatly within the final version. Things will probably be jumped around, edited around. Some of that stuff might be scrapped and saved for another book because some of it's too dark for Christmas. But I think for the most part, I've got the whole thing basically edited out perfectly. Now it's just a matter of production. So thank you guys. This has been Ray Net. creator of Junket, Hidden Worlds Revealed, and Farlook Studios. If you haven't seen or read the books yet, find them on Amazon. Just type in Junket, Hidden Worlds Revealed, or my name, Ray Raynette, and everything will be there. I've got about 5 books published. So yeah, you guys could check out the farlookstudios.com website, where I post everything HD. You can see all the drawings and my whole portfolio there. And yeah, thank you guys for everything. God bless you, and hopefully I get this done before then. So peace out, guys. Everything's all good, and yeah, God bless.